Good morning to you all concerned citizens, media listeners, and welcome back to welcome back. And today I have several short videos to share with you, and uh, some some of the reading part from the news. So let's start. Here are the news and concerned citizens media comment for December 31st, the last day for 2020. First, the breaking news. The breaking news is the Tigray Liberation Front, or TPLF. Fighters claim a huge military victory over Abiy Ahmed's defense forces in the Tigray region. The TPLF's military operation spokesperson, Commander Gabre Tzadkan, on phone conversation with Dimtz Wayane Media, or DW, from undisclosed location, said that his freedom fighters conducted a surprise attack on the Abiy Ahmed's 4th Brigade Defense Force in the place called Zong around Adwa and killed 124 invading soldiers and captured 114 of them. And one of the captives is Colonel Alamu Hume, the head of the 4th Brigade unit, and he is from Bokoji, RC, Oromia region, according to the ID he is carrying. The spokesperson also said his forces made 5 military vehicles, 400 enemy vehicles, and 1 bus were destroyed. Commander Gabre also said several explosive bombs, rockets, 38 Kalashnikov radio communication devices, 3 generators, and other military value items were confiscated from these enemy soldiers. The spokesperson also praised the Tigray people, especially the local militia, for stopping the Eritrean invading forces from looting the Tigrayan properties and taking them to Eritrea. Commander Gabre accused the Abiy Ahmed and Eritrean forces of looting and destroying Tigrayan belongings, raping Tigrayan girls, killing and torturing Tigrayan youths and others. The spokesperson closed his military report by saying Tigray will be victorious. If these TPLF's fighters' victories are credible, it would be the devastating blow to Abiy Ahmed and his military officers and to the so-called the law and order operation in Tigray. So far, these TPLF victory claims are not yet verified by other independent media. Abiy Ahmed, his military leaders, and his media remained silent on these reports. So this is a breaking news, and it's a tough one, it's true. And it's gonna also make them lie, especially the military officers like General Brian July on yesterday on VOA interview said TPLF is done. They are broken. They are not at the stage of attacking anybody. They are, he's claiming total victory over them. So this is on contrary to that claim, if it is true. Update on Ethio-Sudan border. Conflict between Ethiopia and Sudan still on the way. According to various reports, Ethiopia is enforcing its defense force on the border area and conducting small-scale counterattacks. Ethiopia also continues its effort to end these border issues through diplomatic means. Ethiopians have been in conflict among each other in East and West Wallagga, Guji, Tigray, Afar, Somalia, Benishangul-Gumuz, and other regions. That's why concerned citizens media repeatedly called on Abiy Ahmed to resign and facilitate the situation for dialogue and reconciliation in that country. So, no peace anywhere in Ethiopia, and trouble is increasing. Conflict is, religious conflict, and hate is growing in that country. So we have to demand for the removal of this guy and to make that country stable. His strategy is not working. Benishangul-Gumuz region is lost its authority to govern itself due to the escalation of insecurity, especially in Metekel zone. Several high-level regional officers lost their immunity and subjected to Abiy Ahmed security operatives. Mr. Musa Hamid, head of Benishangul-Gumuz region's peace, security and development, and the deputy police commissioner of the region, Inspector Misgana Ejfenta, imprisoned immediately after the immunity was removed. Several other regional officials and local prosperity members have also been removed from their administrative duties and arrested for further investigation on the security situations of the region. So this region is under the military command post again. It was not successful in the past, and it remains to be seen if it will be successful at this round. Oromia has also been under the command post, but its effectiveness is still questionable. Pressure or force cannot be the solution for the citizens' legitimate concerns. Paying attention to the residents' outcries and making them part of the solution are much better than imposing the killing machines. So that's the news. The last one is concerned citizens' comment. So Benishangul is engulfed again into insecurity, and it is overtaken by Abiy Ahmed at this time, and we have no knowledge of what's going on as usual, just like Metekel or Tigray region war. So medias are restricted, international media and domestic medias are restricted from reporting anything from that region. It's a tough situation. It's just the same like in Oromia regions too. We don't know. Nobody's reporting. Government medias are just reporting whatever the government allows them to report. So that is the situation in Benishangul. It's in a closed situation under heavy military command. Nobody knows what is happening because nobody's reporting. The first known case of United Kingdom coronavirus arrived in the United States. This is troubling news. A Colorado man has the variant of the coronavirus from the United Kingdom that health officials say is more transmissible than other strain of virus. Governor Jared Paul of Colorado announced on Tuesday. So this is a new strain of virus spreading faster than other virus, but they say is not killing more than other. It is the first known case of the United Kingdom coronavirus variant in the United States. The man, who is in his 20s and in isolation in Albert County, he has no travel history, Paul's office said in news release. Possibly there could be more than one case in this country. From where this man got it if he doesn't have any travel history? So that means there is unknown other cases or cases. The statement said public health officials are looking to identify potential contacts and potential cases through contact tracing interviews. Many countries have banned flights from the UK. The United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention recently announced passengers from London to the United States will need a negative coronavirus test from the previous 72 hours. Credit CNN. Okay, this is a good one. Good news. COVID-19 relief aid or stimulus payment started going out to help Americans. Those Americans with IRS direct deposit setups will see their $600 per individual and $1,200 for couples and an additional $600 per qualifying child will see these relief aids in their bank account starting Tuesday, according to the government information. It may delay, or maybe it's already on the way. Those Americans without direct account setups, their check will start rolling out starting Wednesday. Income levels are used as the criteria for the disbursement of this stimulus payment, just like the first payment we received in March 2020. The talk to increase the stimulus payment from $600 to $2,000 is still in the pipeline. It is already approved by the House of Representatives. It's not clear yet if the Senate is going to approve it just like the House of Representatives. So it's already under the discussion. It's already passed by House of Representatives, which is mostly controlled by Democrats. So the Senate is controlled by Republicans at this time. So we will see if they're gonna approve it. If they approve it, so we will get 2,000 instead of 600 per person. So that's the reading part, and I have very short videos, short ones, but more than 4. These are very short ones anyway. The first one is about short video about stimulus check. CNN video.
Unemployment benefits can't come soon enough. The single mother of 2 has been unemployed since the spring.
For Christmas, I had to count on people, different agencies, nonprofits, to help me be able to afford Christmas for my kids. I've had a nonprofit agency that paid my rent so that we can be afloat.
Megan and millions of other struggling Americans will soon get one-time payments of $600 each following President Trump's late signing of the stimulus bill. That $600 is for individuals earning $75,000 a year or less. Married couples earning $150,000 a year or less who file jointly get twice that amount. Families with children under 17 will get $600 per child. People earning $99,000 a year or more get nothing. The payments could increase from $600 each if Congress and the President agree to bigger payments for this stimulus bill. But for now, when can people expect to at least get that $600 payment?
It could take another week for people to start getting payments. Now, the fortunate thing is because they already have some things in place from the last stimulus payment of $1,200, they can quickly get out payments to people who have information for direct deposit.
Still, some may have to wait several weeks to get their stimulus checks. For the millions of Americans collecting unemployment benefits due to the pandemic, the federal payments they'll get will restart and last through March 14th. This time, the federal payment for each unemployed person is $300 a week, half of what it was in the last stimulus bill. That federal payment is in addition to the state unemployment benefits many are already getting. But because the president waited until Sunday to sign the bill, many unemployed Americans may get 10 weeks of payments instead of 11.
It's not clear if benefits will be payable for this week. There's a theory that maybe benefits can be payable this week. We're just not sure yet.
What about people facing eviction, like Lethea Andrews in northern Ohio, unemployed since May, who's not been able to pay her rent for 3 months?
It made me want to cry. Because I'm like, I don't know where that's going to come from. Hello?
The new stimulus bill extends a moratorium on evictions, but only through the end of January.
Right as we head into the heart of the winter, we can't be putting people out of their homes, particularly when they have children. And we already know that a lot of kids are doing their schoolwork at home. So how will they do that? This is really a dire situation.
Michelle Singletary and other experts say it's likely that America will need another stimulus package in 2021. Singletary suggests that possibly focusing a future relief package just on food and housing security, even doing things like making direct payments to landlords who are also hurting right now. Jim, they're going to have to get creative with some of this stuff in the months ahead.
Okay, that's CNN about the details. Much details about stimulus check, who will get it, what income level, how much, and the challenges Americans are facing. Without this stimulus check, it could be, very hard. So it's a very tough situation. Yes, Americans really, they need help, as you heard on the video. So let's see the other videos. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Let's see, first we have to see. There we go.
Were you recently injured in a car accident? Look at this check for $160,000.
Have died and over a dozen are reported to be missing after a powerful earthquake hit Croatia on Tuesday. Now, this was the second earthquake to strike the area in the span of the last 2 days. Following the shockwaves, neighboring nation Slovenia has now shut down its Krško nuclear plant. Authorities say that the shutdown is just a precautionary measure. Krško is Slovenia's only nuclear power plant, and it was commissioned way back in 1983 in the former Yugoslavia. The plant is shared by both Slovenia and Croatia. It supplies about 20% of Slovenia's power.
So that's the Croatia Earth Quake.
The Crisco is located about 100 kilometers east of the Slovenian capital. Its reactor has the capacity to produce almost about 700 megawatts. The plant was supposed to be decommissioned in 2023, but both nations have now extended that deadline by about 20 years. The shutdown was triggered by an earthquake in Croatia. The 6.4 magnitude tremors were felt across the Balkan states, including in Serbia and Bosnia. It was felt, interestingly, even as far away as the Austrian capital of Vienna. The earthquake reportedly had its epicenter in the town of Petrinia, where several buildings have collapsed. There was panic on the streets as people fled from their homes, and the Prime Minister has reached the spot to survey the damage. According to reports, a 12-year-old girl has also died. Dozens are possibly trapped still under the debris.
Ovdje se nema riječi, ovo je katastrofa, ovo je svaka nepogoda kako ne može se čovjek zamisliti. Ovo je u stvari nešto što ne možeš se zamisliti kad vidiš da se boriš za život, da izbaciš malo dijete iz auta, da spašavamo sad, ne znamo da su ljudi unutra živi ili mrtvi. Pola grada je srušeno, vrtić nam je srušen, sud nam je srušen, srušeno je toga jako puno. Evo, borimo se da sad na neki način se tako organiziramo s jednom novom snagom, koju moramo izvlačiti iz sebe u ovoj tuzi, ovo je muka, ovo zovemo u pomoć u stvari, sve koji mogu doći.
The Croatian army has also been pressed into service in Petrinia. Emergency workers have also arrived with heavy machinery to clear the debris. The army barracks will house at least about 500 people, while the rest will be accommodated in nearby hotels. The rescuers are pulling out survivors from under the debris, and the operations are likely to continue for the next couple of days. On Monday, a 5.2 magnitude earthquake had ripped through the same region. The Balkan sits on the major fault lines and is said to be prone to such tremors. The aftershocks were felt as far away as 200 kilometers in the Slovenian parliament. The legislators left the building in a bit of a hurry. Beyond is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.
Okay, that's the Croatian
Historic victory for women's rights.
earthquake. It's a really a very strong one. It traveled like 200 kilometers and disturbed the meeting, the parliament meetings. And it's really devastating. It happened twice, Monday, then again, I think Monday on 5 magnitude, then 6.4 on Tuesday. So it's a tough one, unfortunate. Okay, let's see the other one. Okay, this is about what? Let's see.
Do you remember the excitement of buying your first home? It can be exhilarating, nerve-wracking, and stressful all at the same time. Now, at least 27 people.
This is today. I know we are past midnight. It's already yesterday. It's an explosion happened in Yemen at the airport, and it's disturbing. So please make sure you don't watch this one with children. So viewer discretion is advised. It's disturbing, really. It's just an explosion happened in Yemen. Let's listen what the BBC is saying.
Been killed in an attack on the airport that serves the Yemeni city of Aden, according to local media. They quoted the Yemeni government spokesman, who also said that many more people had been injured. The explosions happened soon after a plane carrying the country's new government touched down.
Let's go live to our chief international correspondent, Lise Doucette. And Lise, very, very troubling scenes we've seen already emerging from those pictures. Just describe to our viewers some of the background to what we've seen play out today.
Well, first of all, Matthew, let's just focus on those chilling images which have emerged. The scene was being filmed, the ceremony, live with satellite cameras on the runway, the red carpet rolled out, as members of what was described as the unity government. Hard work to put together two rival groups for control of the south of Yemen finally arriving. And you can see the security guard coming out of the door of the plane with his security vest, waving at people to get ready for the ceremony. And then suddenly there's all of this smoke and blasts that have now caused what you were reporting on, many dead, many wounded, including we're hearing reports of members of the International Committee of the Red Cross who were also using this airport. It was meant to be a day of political success for the government that's backed by Saudi Arabia. They were flying from the Saudi capital, Riyadh, an agreement they had forged after many months, and it's not the first time that they have tried with their rivals, a southern separatist group, the STC. They were arriving, as you've been reporting, in what's regarded as their de facto capital in southern Yemen, in Aden. Of course, this is meant to be a unity so they could fight against their real enemy, and that is the Houthis, who now control much of northern Yemen, including the capital, Sana'a.
And Lise, is it possible even to hazard somewhat of a guess of what happens now?
It's going to be another picking up of the pieces in what is already a country shattered politically, economically shattered in every possible way, a country divided and torn. This was meant to be the first step toward at least the political unity of those forces fighting against the Houthis, who are aligned to Iran. And the hope, of course, was that the halting efforts to try to get political negotiations underway could possibly be started. Of course, many fear it would just be the chapter before an intensification of the war. Either way, this is a very bad day indeed. Bad most of all for Yemenis, millions of whom, as we've been warned time and again, are just a step away from starvation. A country which is not just one of the worst of the wars, also regarded as the world's worst humanitarian crisis.
All right, Lise Doucette, thanks very much.
The fruit of months of arduous negotiations.
Okay, that's the explosion at Yemen at the arrival of unity government, but that unity government is not including the Houthis, who are controlling the vast area. So they should be invited. They should be invited in this unity government because they are the major players. So what kind of unity government the Saudis are talking about, excluding the Houthis? So that could be a miscalculation right there. But it's unfortunate. It happened at the airport. I don't know how the airport is infiltrated. It's supposed to be a secured area. It happened anyway. Okay, let's see the other one. We're gonna go to Argentina. Let's see. We're gonna go to Argentina.
We're going to start with a historic victory for women's rights in Latin America, where senators in Argentina have voted to legalize abortion. After a marathon session, 38 senators voted for legalizing terminations of up to 14 weeks, while 29 senators voted against. Up to 520,000 women sought illegal abortions in Argentina each year. 40,000 of them ended up in hospital after complications during the procedure. Teresa Bo is joining us from Buenos Aires. Teresa, in the last hour or so, we've been seeing jubilant scenes from the supporters of the bill, but a very dejected scene from those opposed to it.
Well, that's correct. It's a very divisive issue. In this mostly Catholic country, we're here. People have started to leave now because they've been here for at least 12 hours. That's how long the debate in the Senate lasted. They were celebrating, singing, crying. Women who have been struggling for what they say is a right in this country. And as you just said, 500,000 abortions are carried out every year that end up in many cases with complications, mostly affecting women with no resources. That's why women who were just a few minutes ago here were saying that this was a matter of social justice, because women with no resources end up in a hospital, afraid of going there because abortion is illegal in the country, and they could be reported to the police. But on the other side of this plaza, where we are right in front of Congress, there was a completely different atmosphere, a somber atmosphere. Again, people crying because they were saying that this is the worst day in Argentina's history, basically saying that abortion should remain illegal. What women who were here before were telling us is that abortion, it's already happening in the country, and that in the past, the Catholic Church, Pope Francis, has been personally lobbying against this law. They have opposed the law of divorce in this country, same-sex marriage law, and abortion, and that it's time to change, and that's why this law is historic, and it's crucial to save women's lives.
Teresa, I think Argentina, if I'm right in thinking this, is the first country in Latin America to make a decision like this. What are the ramifications for the rest of the countries across Latin America?
Well, this sets a huge precedent. Argentina is not the first country. Uruguay, tiny Uruguay, was the first country in the region to legalize abortion. Cuba is another country where abortion is legal. But Argentina is the first large country in the region where abortion becomes legal. Women in Argentina from now on will be able to go to a hospital and request an abortion until the 14th week of pregnancy. So this is important because in many cases, Argentina has been an example in other issues like divorce, like same-sex marriage, and now abortion. We were talking just to human rights groups, and they're saying that countries like Brazil, like Colombia, like Peru are looking at Argentina, how this bill was treated, how the women rights groups who have been on the streets wearing this green handkerchiefs that have become known not only in Argentina but throughout Latin America, how they have handled this campaign, and they're definitely taking a close look, and they're definitely going to continue the struggle that legalized abortion in this country and that many hope will spread throughout the region.
Teresa, thank you very much indeed. Teresa Bo talking to us from Buenos Aires.
Okay, that is that's the abortion new law in Argentina. It's a highly Catholic country, and it is controversial. Strong opposition, strong support. Now it became legal up to 14 weeks. They can legally do it. It's the same tough situation in the United States also, abortion issue. Okay, this is also very short. It's like 30 seconds. You will see like shouting in happiness after this law became law. Let's listen, let's see the celebration. That's still Argentina. after the Senate voted and to make abortion legal. That's VOA, credit for VOA.
Now at least 20.
So it is legal for now, unless it's changed by other ruling. So controversial, especially in Catholic countries, but they made it through long fight. Okay, then what else we have? Yemen, Argentina, the last one. Okay, the last one. Yes, excuse me for the delay. I'm looking for the last video. What happened? Okay, this is the last video for today. We have seen different bad news, earthquake, explosion, and, conflict. So this is, I think this is good video for closing 2020 is a music, Sudanese music. Let's close it with this one.
Members of the U.S. House of Representatives.
Okay, that's the closing song from Sudan. I'm just trying to change it from catastrophe to something entertaining, even though we might not understand the language, but it's music is music. If you know the language, you will be better served, but still a music. So that will be the end for today's presentation, and for closing the 2022 for the year 2020. We got at the eve of the new year. So I wish all of my listeners to have a wonderful, happy, prosperous 2021. And also I wish for Ethiopia and the Ethiopians to have a better 2021, a year in which we can have dialogue, a reconciliation, and building the country together. A year in which less hatred against each other, less religious, ethnic conflict in that country. A country where a rule of law is respected. A country where everybody treated equally, whether you have power or not. A country everyone respects law. 2020, the year 2020 and before that is a tough year. Nothing changed. The hope came and disappeared. Now we are in a worst situation. Nowhere is peace. People hate each other. People kill each other. Every conflict is there. The government is moving with the security forces, with the federal police, the military, special militia, prosperity party, cadres, killing everywhere. It's a terrible year, really. It's a terrible, terrible country under the current leadership. Ethiopians, they must wake up, see what's happening. Do not just blindly support politicians. See their objectives, what they're doing, what they're gonna do for the country. Do they respect the rule of law? Is everyone treated equally? So far, I don't see it. So many people, so many thousands and thousands of people are suffering in that country. Thousands and thousands of people are in jail without any proper hearing. No hearing. And the people released on the bond under the court system, taken again by police or by undercover people. It is horrible. It's horrible experience for that country. Abiy and his PP, Prosperity Party, and his supporters, they are on the wrong way. They are on the wrong way. They try to solve everything by guns, by killing people, by torturing people, by destroying properties, burning properties. No one is getting respected, whether you are old or young, whether you are woman or man, all young. It's really disappointing to see all these things. Our celebration turned to darkness, and they want to now taking us into election, thinking they have the advantage now, and this does not work. This does not work. Election does not work in this current situation. It's better to come together, bring people together, find the solution for that country, dialogue, reconciliation, healing. The healing. People are enemy against each other, hate each other. Very bad animosity, disrespect, killings, tortures. It is a horrible situation for that country, and we do not have a proper leadership who respect the law, who respect the constitutions. We thought Abiy and his group are reformers, but they are not reformers. They are the same thing. We trusted them thinking they might change, but they are the same mentality. These are the old opinions, and all of them worked with the other juntas. They call them juntas, the TPLF. They are sons of juntas, nothing different. These are criminals too. They have did so many crimes with TPLF for the last 27 plus years. But the Ethiopian people trusted them, thinking they may reform, they may stop doing the same thing, thinking the future, the bright future under these people. But no, it's a dim, it's a dark day, unless it is corrected, unless all Ethiopians are challenged this system to make it a better system, unless accountability is increased, especially in Oromia and other regions, especially in Oromia. Nobody is accounted. They can kill anybody just by giving names. Baturbe, Onak Shade, whatever name they give, and they kill. And nobody is accountable. Nobody. So this is not the right kind of leadership we have. So Ethiopians, wake up, guys. Challenge the system to make our country better. So I wish you a wonderful, happy year for all my listeners and for all Ethiopians. We have to get ready, wake up to make that country a better country for all its citizens. We are in a wrong direction, guys. Don't sleep. Don't think about temporary benefit you might gaining now. Look for long-term coexistence solutions, so we can live together without bloodshed, without hating each other, without killing each other. So many terrible things are happening, and medias are restricted, journalists are jailed, unless the support of the government. You will be given name and you will be arrested, and you stay in jail for as long as they want you. No proper hearing. The courts, the federal police, the security, everything is controlled by Abiy Ahmed and the PP, Prosperity Party. This is not a good system. So we have to work it out before the country is heading into further catastrophe and become a failed state. So we have We have the time, but we need the courage to stand up for freedom, justice, equality, peace in that country. And I wish the global community to a year of prosperity, happiness, and joy. Thank you for listening again. Probably see you next year with other videos and news. So long, everyone. You have to remember this. This is a sign of resistance until the freedom is coming in Ethiopia. All of you, you have to get up again. Come to this resistance sign. Don't throw a stone. Don't burn anything. Don't kill anything. Don't kill anybody. Just say no to injustice. Call for the release of all Oromos in jail and in the schools used as jails in Ethiopia. Resist. Ask for the release of all political prisoners before election. This is going to be fake election if everybody is not given equal opportunity to present their case for the Ethiopian people. So, Happy New Year again. So long. See you next time.